friends. Today I shall talk about how we interpret suggestions, advices according to our own conveniences. We all have different perspectives, but at times we take these advices and suggestions in our own way without much wisdom in it. Once there was a jailer and he wanted his prisoners to get some good piece of advice, and he thought of bringing in a doctor because most of the inmates were there because of the alcoholic abuse. So he called in a doctor to address to the inmates regarding the harmful effects of consuming alcohol. Now, the doctor who had come was little creative. So instead of coming and directly talking about the harmful effects of the alcohol, what he did was he brought in a few things in his bag. So when all the inmates were seated, he stood up, addressed them, thanked the jailer for having invited him, and then he said, now I would like to draw your attention towards the few things that I'm going to put up on the table. And then he took out two beakers, transparent beakers, and he kept them on the table. Then from another bottle that he took out from his bag, he showed them that was pure water, and then he poured water in one of the beakers, and then he took out another bottle of alcohol, which all the inmates looked with a great pleasure, and then he poured the second beaker, he filled the second beaker with the alcohol. Then he took out another small box from his bag, and he took out a few earthworms. He showed it to them. They were all living earthworms. And then he poured 2 or 3 earthworms in both the beakers. And what happened? The earthworms inside the water beaker kept on swimming, and the earthworms that were put in the beaker that contained alcohol, they within few minutes got dissolved. Now, when this particular demo was over, the doctor was pretty satisfied that my message must have gone through. But he was in for a surprise, because when he asked the inmates, he said, I hope you have understood. And majority of them said, yes sir, yes sir. And one of them, he stood up. The doctor asked one of the persons to stand up and say, what did he understand? And you know what he said? He said, sir, alcohol is good for us. And the doctor said, how come? After seeing this demo, you are saying this? And he said, sir, it will dissolve the worms inside our stomach. So we don't know in which way our advices, anecdotes get registered. So we need to be a little careful there. And as students, I would advise you that it's not just the intellect that you need to fall upon, but also your wisdom. Thank you.